broadcast facility. Just had Bill Bellamy on. A lot of things we could have talked about, but I didn't want to, we wanted to talk about the comedy show that's coming to, the Funny Bone, the Hilarious Ankle, the Tricky Sticky.
He was so professional. Did you see? He ended the segment himself.
Yeah.
That's a guy. He knew exactly how long the segment was. That's a professional, right?
And taking that even one step further, and obviously we're based in the Tampa Bay area, and I always reference Leroy Salman for this. I was watching him sign autographs, and when he was done, he professionally ended it. He didn't say, "I'm done. Hey, I got to go." I watched him take the cap of the Sharpie and put it on the Sharpie and then hand the Sharpie back to the person. And that's what Bellamy just did. He knew when he wanted out. Instead of saying, "All right, guys, I got to go," or, the kid's crying in the back or the dog, he did it professionally, and good job.
Yeah.
And good job getting them, Steve.
Now, if you don't remember, back MTV was a monster. I mean, it was the biggest platform at the time. I mean, MTV, music videos. Do you remember that, Randy? How big was MTV growing up?
Huge.
I mean, for me,
it was big.
It was like the end-all, be-all. I mean, they were the first to have the reality show, the Real World. All that came spin-off of the MTV. But now, I don't even know if MTV is still there. I mean, I know they do the award ceremonies. I
don't think they run the videos, though.
I don't think so. Do musicians still create videos? Do rock and roll bands? Do they still create music videos?
Yes.
Our rock and roller says yes. All right, so let me run down the schedule real quick. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, he was victorious in Sturgis. Sam Shoemaker will be on. We'll talk about it. If you watch the fight, which I found interesting, and I'm going to mention this to him, when he comes on, his opponent got hurt. Now, let's go back to when Mike Richmond fought Lorenzo Hunt. Hunt kind of got hurt. Richmond went right for the kill and got killed.
Right.
Sam didn't. Ended up going longer than he probably wanted to, should have, could have, would have. But, he did his thing, and he was victorious. So Sam Shoemaker coming up. Scheduled 2 UFC fighters that'll fight this weekend, but I still don't have their contact info. And then David Feldman. And I may ask the big question that I haven't heard him respond to. I want his opinion on Conor McGregor saying Mike Perry's fired.
Yep, I do too.
I mean, can he fire him?
Of course he can't.
According to I mean,
of course he
can't. Partner of the firm. I mean, if he has ownership, if Perry has ownership, how can you fire each other?
And not just that. What promoter would fire his number one draw?
One that has very little to do or to say, and just a lot of money, and he's just trying to get more of his name out there. That's all. He needs to have his name out, and added more ridiculous, whatever. But so that's kind of the schedule. Did you guys watch the Olympics? What is it, the 100 meters?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Phenomenal.
Give me your thoughts on the ruling. It's not the first one to cross the line wins. You know that, right?
No.
It is not the first. Huh?
Is it based on time?
No. So the guy who won, who's running the 200 today and wants to duplicate, I think, Carl Lewis. I don't know if somebody's done it since Carl Lewis. He did not cross the line first.
You talking about Hockett?
Yeah. No, Hockett was the
200,
1600,
okay.
Yeah, which was, we'll talk about that in a second. The guy who does the commercial with Carl Lewis, and I've seen it before the Olympics, and he dropped something on his Olympic shirt, and he goes, "I bet Carl Lewis wouldn't drop it," and then it goes to Carl Lewis, who just dropped it. So he won the 100 meters, but he was not the first person to cross the line. The Jamaican who took second, his head crossed the line first.
It's your chest.
It's the torso.
Torso, right.
Wow.
So it's not the head, and you always say dive or, kick your foot out. It's the torso.
Really?
So
I didn't know that.
Learn how to run with your torso out instead of, your head. So, yeah, he leans over.
Yeah. And you could see the same ruling on that Hockett race when his teammate took the bronze, but his head went over before the silver guy's torso.
Right.
But I said, why didn't he win silver? And then I realized.
So
an
actual Olympic sport where a transgender would have an advantage.
Torso.
If the torso finishes first across the line, it would be an advantage in the 100 meters.
So back to the Hockett. So if you watch that race, don't do that. Come on. You can't talk negative and then fist pump. I mean, come on. So when he got blocked in and he kind of put his hand on, I was wondering if one or the other, was going to be disqualified. It wasn't a bad push, but he did kind of make contact, but he waited it out. And he said in the interview, he knew that he was going to have the opportunity. And once it opened, what he said was the other two guys have been trash talking so much, not the American.
Right.
I think it was the German and the Danish.
Danish.
So he said that he believes that the two of them were so worried about each other that he just bolted by.
Yep.
I do have a negative thing to say about him, though.
What?
Going back, if you can remember in your mind, after he won, the third place guy, his teammate, came over to celebrate, and he kind of blew him off. You know, he kind of made it all about him, not about, come on, dude, you just won the gold.
We all know that feeling.
Well, but the other guy deserved some credit, you know, so Hockett should have included him, you know, in the other. So when it's warranted, you should make that reference, and I don't think Hockett did it.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
Is it Hockett or Hockler?
Hockett.
Okay.
Cole Hockett.
We'll just go with Cole to be sure.
But he was, like you said, he ran a brilliant race. And it's funny, the announcer said, the commentator said, nobody has a better kick than Hockett. And she said, nobody finishes stronger than him. And sure enough, she was right on. He came. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked.
But she also said, as long as he doesn't box himself in, and just after she said it, he was boxed in. And that's when the little almost touchy confrontation, and then when it opened up, which was stupid by them to open it up.
I'm not sure if he was touching.
It was so he couldn't fall, because I think he was starting to fall.
No, I thought he was just gauging how much room do I have over here. That's what I thought. Anyhow,
what actually happened?
We'll go to the YouTube channel.
Hockett won. That's what.
We'll go to the YouTube channel. I'm sure something will be on it. Our Olympic volleyball team blew it today, so they were up in the fourth. And lost it, and then to Poland, and then I was watching it just before the show started. I'm watching a little bit of it. The swimming's been fun. The dominance of USA and Australia and all that stuff. What about the
diving too? The Chinese women divers are incredible.
Incredible.
I almost thought that they were Siamese twins because they were spot on.
Yep, crazy, just crazy. Not even a splash from either of them. What an incredible.
And what about North Korea? Like winning a medal, like being able to compete, because they're banned from international competition. So the fact that North Korea was able to compete in diving and actually medal is historic.
I got a problem with them being banned. I got a problem with anybody being banned.
I agree 100% with you.
It's what it's supposed to all be about.
Right.
And maybe if they didn't do that, it may ease up some tensions.
I mean, if you think about it, during the Cold War, everybody tuned in to see America versus Russia.
Right.
I mean, it was almost like a ratings grab.
But where that has been a problem, and it just happened the other day as well, when as an Israeli athlete and another Middle Eastern, they refused to shake hands. They refuse. I think if you don't, you're disqualified.
I agree.
Yeah, and there's got to be some
Now,
repercussions.
I watched a compelling South Korean versus Chinese archery match.
Oh, that was great.
Came down to magnifying glass for the gold medal. I mean, it's such a close competition. The margin of error was so small. But I'm like, the controversy of the Olympics with all of it going on, the Native Americans should be able to compete, at least in archery. I mean, who's better with a bow and arrow? Oh, no. Why? Why can't the Native Americans compete in the Olympics? Oh, my God. Well, I guess if we gave them a gold medal.
But I'm the wrong guy.
We would just steal
I'm the guy wrong.
That's what the white man
What
does.
about, all right, we got to do this quick because we have Shoemaker coming up. Do you know about the Simone controversy?
Oh, no.
And it's really not the Simone controversy. It's more the husband controversy.
Okay.
So the little bit that I read, his comment when he first met her and they first started dating was, I'm a real catch. I'm the catch. Well, he didn't know who she was. And so now all Simone's fans are like, you should dump him, you should divorce him, you should. Well, in actuality, they're both the catch. Really, I mean, his job, his profession, his money, his this, his that, her job, her profession, her money, so they're both catches. Mm-hmm. So
I would say because of her withdrawal from the 2020 Tokyo Olympics and her mental health, and he supported her through all that, for her to get back up on that podium shows that the support system she has at home and with her family and in her network in Houston is the reason she's back on the top of the world today. And I think they're both perfect for each other.
All right, bottom of the hour. Let's hit a break. When we come back, a little BKFC discussion. It was at Sturgis. What an incredible atmosphere it appeared as we watched it on TV. We'll find out from one of the combatants when we return. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong, Staff Zone, and Bucked Up Energy Drink. We'll be right back.
It's BJ Upton from the Tampa Bay Rays. You're talking sports.